Why am I here again? What am I doing? We all know how this is gonna turn out. I must have done it 1,000 times by now. It's an open world game. What the fuck do you want me to say? We all know I'm gonna be sat here for hours, hiding in tall grass and taking people out stealthily, probably getting a shit ton of collectibles, and by the time I'm done, another one will be out. If you want to make money, make an open world game. It's become the safe thing to do, and because of that they all blend together. Now, it might not bother you that much, but that's because you're a sane individual who plays Just Cause 4 for a couple hours and goes, this game kinda sucks. But for people like me, it's a fucking nightmare! But there's a catch, because Ghost of Tsushima is made by Sony, who actually care to an extent. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. Also, every time it's been shown off, it's always looked impressive, so I'm saying there's a chance. 100%ing open world games is like coloring in. It's not difficult, nor does it require a ton of planning. You just color in until you can't color in anymore. So what is it like to 100% Ghost of Tsushima? It's fine.
Okay, maybe I should go into more detail. Ghost of Tsushima is fine, the progression system is fine, the story is fine, the gameplay is... Okay, the gameplay's pretty good, but overall, it didn't make me want to die, and that's all you can really ask for. It's a full price game, you buy it and you play it, and that's it, and I can't believe that is now a selling point. I like samurai, everyone does, and that's really what it nails the most. Ghost of Tsushima is a game about samurai, obviously. I mean, you're looking at it right now. It's clearly not about pirates, so I'm not going to explain the whole... Oh god, I triggered the fucking music, son of a bitch. I guess this leads me to my first step, which is just to beat the game. There is no difficulty trophy. Why? Could you not at least make this slightly exciting? For players unafraid of death who are brave enough to face the ultimate challenge. Oh wait, I don't know why I'm doing Russian. Unafraid of death? The ultimate challenge? Wow, those are some strong words for a game I can beat in my sleep. The story follows unhinged alcoholic Jin Sake as he goes on a drunken rampage to stop the Mongol Empire from taking over Tsushima and, more importantly, stopping them from drinking all of his booze. The story is about as standard as you'd expect, meaning it's alright, and by alright, I really mean it's fine. It's not like a Ubisoft game where it's so obviously phoned in and shit. There is clear effort here.
And obviously the thing looks fucking outstanding as well, but of course, anything that looks great takes forever to load. Just watch this.
Wow, that was really fast. How did I even get it to do that?
Some people are saying this is the best looking game ever made, which I don't know how you could say that when Red Dead Redemption 2 exists, but yeah, it looks pretty good. So as I said, this game doesn't offer much of a challenge, well at least one that will make you get stuck on something. It does, however, require some actual thought, and if you're not paying attention, you'll probably die. But if you do want some tips on how to demolish this game, well then that's easy. Just stealth the whole thing.
Ugh, do we need a flashback to teach me how to stealth? It better not be a fucking hunting flashback.
What do you think, Jin?
It is! Come on, that's the laziest thing!
Now, Ghost of Tsushima's combat is good. Really good. I mean, the first act drags a bit, everything is a little too tame, and I was afraid that was going to be the whole game, but then you get to Act 2 and it gets much more interesting. But why do that when I can just press square on people? The game gives you a bow which is completely silent, you can throw things to distract enemies, and most importantly, you can chain assassinate people. You see, this feature was in Batman, but there it wasn't silent and you had to earn it. Here you can do it pretty much whenever you want. Combine this with an infinite lizard mode and you are unstoppable.
Why is everyone stabbing me in the back?
'Cause it's easy. And it does a lot of damage.
So overall, yeah, the game's good. I like it when games like this come out, because it reminds everyone that Ubisoft games are repetitive, janky garbage. but of course, this isn't a review. I'm here to do a job. When it comes to 100%ing open world games, they tend to outstay their welcome. Due to their free nature, they put plenty of side stuff in the game to distract you from the main story. They don't actually expect you to do all of it.
You can do any of the content in Ghost of Tsushima whenever you want. You know, that's kind of the selling point with open world games, so doing some stuff along with the story makes it less painful. But my god, there's a lot of stuff in this game. You have to do everything. Everything the game has to offer. How much, you ask? Well, let's start off with the side missions. They are surprisingly deep in this game, and by deep I mean they bother to actually think of something. You may get sick of investigating things all the time and following people, but I'll take that over kill 6 bandits, climb the tower, race through hoops. There are 61 of these. Yeah. Holy shit. Assuming each one of these takes like 15 minutes, that's like 16 hours. But you know, whatever. At least there can't be anything much worse than that, right? Wrong. That's because you're forgetting about bandit camps. Yeah, give it up for bandit camps. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So let's put this into perspective. There are 34 outposts in Far Cry 3, and anyone who's done that knows it takes a long time. Well, there's 56 in this game. To be fair, they vary in size, but still, holy fucking shit, I get the point. So then you're like, okay, how much more could there possibly be? Then this motherfucker says,
There are bamboo stands throughout the island. They will help sharpen your skills on the journey.
Oh, yeah. Of course there is.
yeah, the game is filled with about 1,000 other things to press a button on. So, from the top, there are 25 duels, 10 hidden altars, 8 lighthouses, 18 hot springs, 19 haiku, 49 Inari shrines, 16 bamboo strikes, 59 vanity gear but only 30 are required for the trophy, and 23 pillars of honor. And if that wasn't bad enough, there's also 190 collectibles! 80 Sashimono banners. Yes, they literally put flags in the game to collect, not a joke. 40 records, but you only need 20. 50 Mongol artifacts, but you only need 20. And 20 singing crickets, but you only need 5. So if you add all this stuff up, including all the bandit camps and side missions, you come to a total of 433. Also, just so you know, that's only like 13 higher than all the flags in Assassin's Creed. Just so you know how fucking stupid that is.
Overall, the whole thing should take you about 40 hours, which honestly is pretty standard. But most games usually have 3 or 4 activities, so I kind of appreciate how much there is to do. It's an attempt to make the thing not feel repetitive. Problem is, the whole thing feels repetitive because most of the activities involve pressing one button.
Before I get into it, I will say that I appreciate that I don't have to climb a giant tower to unlock things on a map. It's far more rewarding if you actually find things yourself. I play most open world games on autopilot because everything is pointed out to me. Here, whenever you get close to a location, a small bird will show up and lead you to it. There's no mini-map or marker. Let's start with the really boring stuff. The stuff that most people don't even acknowledge. The collectibles.
Yep. Real exciting.
Now luckily you can locate these with the wind, which is something Sucker Punch learned back when they had you running around spamming R3 like an idiot. And as I said, you don't need all the collectibles for the platinum, which is what most people care about. Going the extra mile and getting all of them gets you some horse saddles and some songs for your flute. Basically meaning, you wasted your life, you're a loser. I'll admit though, I had a bit of a heart attack when I saw those flags for the first time. The bandit camps and the duels are obviously the best side content in the game, and honestly, despite there being a huge fucking amount of them, I never really hated doing it. Ghost of Tsushima's combat is really satisfying, probably because not every enemy is a fucking bullet sponge and the progression actually works because the enemies aren't level gated. You know, the kind of game design that's common fucking sense. Everything else though gets old after about the 5th time you've done it. For example, there are 8 lighthouses. All you have to do is climb it and light it, and that's it. The hot springs require you to walk up to it and press a button. You can compose haiku, which requires you to move the analog stick slightly and press a button. Also, they make no sense. Sat by the TV. Playing an open world game. Life wasted once more. The Inari shrines are located by finding a fox and following it, then of course pressing a button. There's 49 of these things. Have fun with that. At least the bamboo strikes are somewhat of a minigame. You know, at least make me earn it. No, I didn't mean like that. Yeah, they couldn't help it. You do have to climb something in this game, and yes, it's not challenging or enjoyable. Well, I guess there is one thing in this game that you might want to know about. Ghost of Hiroshima has an achievement called All in the Wrist, which requires you to defeat the maximum amount of enemies in one standoff, which, by the way, is 5. You start off only being able to kill 1, so you think, okay, I gotta upgrade the skill that allows me to kill more of them. But this only increases your total to 3, and that's because it's locked behind a certain armor you get later in the game. You have to fully upgrade this armor in order to kill 5, and fully upgrading takes a lot of supplies. So if you're not aware of this achievement, you might end up having to grind, or well, you might be fucked. That's why you do what I did, which is immediately carve a path all the way to the main mission that gives you the armor, because not only do you need it, but it's also really good.
Wow. What a fucking ending to the PS4. I've never seen a console more dedicated to exclusives. Even their more mediocre exclusives like Days Gone were pretty good. But hell, I'll welcome a new generation. Maybe it'll inspire developers to try and push the industry further and make some great games.
Hey Oliver, Ubisoft just announced Far Cry 6 for the PS5.
Fuck!